Hello Sagittarius, this is your extended reading. So it's a really interesting continuation from the first part, because in the first part we had this opening card, which was the Ace of Swords, and then the first three cards were clearly what Spirit is pointing for you, so that you can pay attention with intention to see how you have outgrown from a situation, from a place specifically. But then the three last cards, the second row from the first part, was introducing the reason behind your confusion or your indecision, or maybe what is triggering you to come back even though you already had decided what you want. It's very clear for you what you have to do, just so you have new things, new options, new places, new boundaries, right? And here in the extended, we are beginning with a very significant card, but then the first three cards are their energy, right? If at the last minute in the first part, the reason why you didn't leave earlier, or you couldn't set yourself free from this place, was not because of the attachment to the things, right, or the place itself, but perhaps somebody that was there with you and that built memories with you, or maybe a relationship with you, and how they were pulling you back. And this is what they're very clearly showing me here in the extended. It's like they are a really good communicator, and in a sense they are really good at showing you. It's almost like manipulating you, okay? I want to say it straightforward, because this is what we're this is a theme here for your reading. Maybe they are trying to manipulate you and trying to make you see things from this rosy perspective, where everything will be fine and you have a beautiful future together. But it's almost like they are trying to feed your emotions with expectations, right? And what you're clearly trying to escape is that, right? It's like you're trying to escape the false promises. So yeah, this is going to be intense. We start off with the Magician, and straight away I felt there was something off with this Magician. So at first, when this card was on the floor, I was not sure if this was you, Sagittarius, or if this was this other person. But as soon as the cards were coming out, I was very clearly conscious of who is this Magician, because it came through as playing tricks, but to intentionally create distraction, right? And this is their argument. It's like they want to, this is the interesting thing. They came with the Ace of Pentacles, and because you came with the Ace of Swords, it's like you want to fly above the earthy realm. This is why in the first part, it was very clearly, you were not attached to the things, to the money. That part is like, you are the King of Pentacles, so this physical attachment is not a question for you, right? It's like you have your own set of values that is, it's like nobody can touch that, nobody can change that, right? But remember, because we were seeing this comparison from the first part, right? It's like you trying to fly above attachments in the physical realm, attachments here on this earthly realm, right? And it's like when you were very clearly being pointed to look at the space, at the place, it's like it was very easy for you to see yourself out of it, right? Because you have already, you knew for sure that you had outgrown it, but instantly, because of this push and pull, right? It's like they were always bringing you back to this situation. It's like they were always pulling you straight back into this place. And this is their argument. This is their distraction, because here they are with the Ace of Pentacles, right? It's almost like they have, well, I want to say they are pretty smart. They are very maybe good with words, or just good with manipulating you, right? Because maybe there is this incredible bond, right? This emotional connection between you. And because it's almost like they work with things that are occult, or it's, and I don't mean like necessarily that, but it's almost like they're not telling you, Sagittarius, everything, right? They are manipulating what they are giving you of information, of something in return, or the argument that they are giving you so that you can stay. And specifically about that, because after the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like, you know, when they try to bring you in, it's almost like they are trying to place you back in a situation that is filled with, well, basically, you know, so much coming at once. So I want to, you know, go back a little bit for the second meaning of the Five of Pentacles in the first part, where this was encouraging you and guiding you, Sagittarius, so that you could see yourself independently, and not, you know, tied to this place, or, you know, locked into this place, even though there was this push and pull. It's almost like if you do this enough times, there would be a time that, you know, and it's not even like that. That is the interesting thing. It's almost like if you stay in this, okay, Sagittarius, that's the thing. They are really good. It's like their strength is maybe hiding things from you, right? Or showing you only glittery things, only, you know, the fantastic possibility of what your life together could be, right? It's like envisioning this beautiful future together as a family, as a couple, as, you know, business partners, or, you know, a very abundant life. And this is what they're offering, but it's a distraction, is essentially this magic trick, because it's almost like because they feel this connection too, and because they know how to manipulate energy, at least through maybe money, right? Through maybe I don't know, maybe with kids, I don't know, with the Ten of Pentacles, that could be one part of it, you know, for just a few people. But it's like the string that they are pulling is a very strong one, right? Because just because they really know how to work it, right? So they have that kind of power over you, perhaps. And the way that they do so is confusing you, or is like at least making you, because, okay, so going back to your own mature self, right? Your adult, responsible self as the King of Pentacles. It's like, you know what are your responsibilities, you know what are your duties, what you have to do, what you have to fulfill, what were the contracts, what were, you know, the rules, or just, you know, you are responsible for your actions, for your decisions, but you do so in a very straightforward way, right? It's like you are very practical and straightforward, especially because that is the guidance. So you are listening to it, you are being direct, it's like you are not holding any secrets. And this is what this one is doing. It's like, especially after the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups. So it's like the reason why they are putting on this show through this magician trick is like giving you something that they know you want, that they know you're dreaming about, that they know you would be enchanted by, or they know would make you think twice, right? It's like they are giving you exactly reasons to stall you. And so it's beautiful, right? Who wouldn't want this beautiful future of the 10 of Pentacles, right? It's incredible. And this is exactly what they are packaging in this brilliant magician's show, so that you have something to chew on, something to think about, right? To consider, especially in terms of, it's almost like they are giving you this beautiful reason to be more attached, essentially, right? It's like, if the guidance from the 5 of Pentacles in the first part was saying, see yourself apart from this person as an independent individual, right? Even though what they're trying to do is to pull you straight back in, because what they want you to see, Sagittarius, is this future together, right? And this is why it was so hard, because there is this emotional bond, and it is pretty strong, right? And they know how to pull that. So in a sense, if the reading ended here, Sagittarius, I would say that, you know, you are stuck in the mud, right? It's like you are being fed things that could just take you longer to process, right? Because it's not just something that, you know, is very clear to you, that has not much value, which is, you know, embedded in the physical things. But when they give you, you know, this thoughtful, emotional thinking to do, it's like you chew on it. This is their power, right? Acting on you. And so what I was, you know, going to say about how they are incredibly, it's like they have a lot of inner wisdom, but in a way that they use them in order to achieve what they want, and what they want is you, basically. So this push and pull is something that it's like they are holding this elastic band on their hand, right? And because there is this emotional connection, it's almost like if you stay in this earthly realm, and this is what, you know, these two cards were showing right from the beginning, right? With the Ace of Swords pointing towards the 4 of Pentacles. And then, you know, even more so, it's like screaming, then look back at you. You know that you deserve more. You know that you can do more. You know that you don't have to settle for less, right? And it's like this spirit energy, right, with the Ace of Swords, it's like bringing this to the airy realm, to, it's like lift off from the ground, lift off from this space. It's like look it from above, but not letting yourself stay stuck in the mud, right? Because if you go down, it's like if you enter this physical space, the emotional connection will be activated, or it's like it will be harder for you to leave, essentially. So the interesting thing that now is making more sense here in the extended, because after these two cards, you know, the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups, we have the 10 of Swords. And although I know this 10 of Swords can be scary in traditional tarot, this is talking about lifting off, right? It's like you have to fly above the earth realm. Otherwise, this will be very elusive, very charming, very dreamy, right? It's like it's giving you everything that you want. So it's going to be hard to go against this if you are in this 3D level. Essentially, you have to rise above it. You have to go maybe to this 5D or to, it's like you have to, even though it's hard, it's almost like you have to leave your body in a sense. It's like you have to let the spirit, let your spirit self, it's like let your higher self do this flying above, right? It's hard to explain this, but I want to say that it's hard from the human 3D aspect of it, right? Because this can be, you know, the word that is coming through is like, can torment your spirit, but really is freeing your spirit, is liberating your spirit from the physical attachment, which you had already processed, right? Because you were paying close attention to it. We saw that in the first part. It's like you were pretty decided, right? And knowing that you had other things, other endeavors to explore. So, but the emotional attachment, the emotional string is still very strong. And because they know how to do it in this earthy space, right? In this physical domain, it's like it's like maybe they're threatening you, or it's like if you don't comply, right? Or if you don't fall for it, in a sense, they could make your life miserable. But that's the thing, it's like rising above even from that, right? Even from the threats, or however they turn, it's like however they turn the manipulation in their favor, right? Whether if it's with, you know, promises of a brilliant future, or with, you know, promises of a horrible future if you go and, you know, go on your own, essentially, right? So I want to say that you, even though it might be a really hard decision, and I want to say it's almost like it takes a lot of spiritual practice or spiritual trust, right? This is why the Ace of Swords came so straightforward. It's almost like, don't blink, trust this, trust spirit, and you will arise, even though in this mundane level it could be seen as a very harsh experience, right? Or they are making it seem like it's going to be a harsh experience going on about without them, right? But with these two very, very powerful cards, I want to say that it's like, it's not that you're playing the cards right this time, but in a sense, it's like you are really rising above. You are flying over this 3D dimension, right? It's like whatever could come as a physical attachment or a physical expectation, right? That could be this, even like it's coming through also as like, you know, if you have attachment, you know, in this relationship, it's almost like this is past and present, but what they're doing with, you know, it's like they want to create like this image of a future together that is creating future ties, that is creating future bonds. And by doing so, you know, by convincing you of thinking a lot about or dreaming a lot about these expectations, right? So the expectations are also creating this future bonds, right? The future attachments that is even harder. And this is why they are very, very good at this, right? It's like they really know how to involve you. And so, but because it's almost like you're not scared of taking a high risk and, you know, attempting to fly when they are promising to give you everything that you ever desired, right? It's like you are taking the hard choice. You are going to go on this least traveled path, or it's like it's not even the least traveled, it's more like the more difficult path, right? Because it's like people who have traveled, you know, essentially they have been burned or they have been tricked. It's almost like this option is sold, especially by this magician, as a very harsh option, right? And it's almost like they are giving you that picture so that you don't find these, right? The Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune, and these are your energies. This is you, Sagittarius, opting out of this relationship, I want to say, even though it could be devastating, right? And we already saw that with the Eight of Cups. So it's not easy, but in a sense, it is exactly the fulfillment of your destiny in a sense. And you are heading straight to it. But the decision to fly above is not an easy one, I want to say. But it's one that really, it's almost like spirit is with you, backing up your entire journey, you know, for you to find this, for you to reach this goal, for you to reach this destiny, so that you can, it's like, make your way there in a way that is, and I was going to say protected, but actually, you know, this other word came and replaced it, and I feel like it's more appropriate, is undisturbed, right? Because I feel like there is something about this person. They know a lot. Maybe they know a lot about you. They know a lot about your weak spots, right? They know exactly what are the strings that they have to pull on so that they can have you back. And they're not telling everything. It's like they're holding back a lot, right? They are holding secrets from you, even though what they're giving to you, or what they are presenting to you, is wonderful and shiny and this beautiful future together. But it's like you too have your own power, right? Even though it can be, or it can seem for you at first, and even for others, that you're going to embark on a very dramatic or a very harsh path, right? But this is exactly what is going to lead you to what you're meant to do, or to where you're meant to go, right? To where is the true value that you were searching for, right? That now you know that you have outgrown this place that you were, and there are other places that are incredibly valuable to you, right? And it's like this Wheel of Fortune is going to, it's almost like this is a passageway, right? This is not the place, but this is the passageway. This is the gate. And you have to go through it, right? And this is what the Chariot is helping you to do. It's almost like allowing you to move, but it's like it's different, because it's not like this earthy movement. It's almost like this, it's this flying mode. I don't know how to explain that. It's like gliding, I want to say, because it's not properly flying as if you had wings, but it's almost like floating. Maybe that would be a good description. Yeah, and it's like, because it's guided by the Wheel of Fortune, so it's like this movement, you know, although everyone is seeing it as incredibly difficult, or even you are seeing it as difficult because they are portraying it as difficult. And maybe you are also scared for it, right? Because maybe you do get manipulated, I want to say, right? At some level, right? They are successful in that. But you are nevertheless like choosing the harsh option, right? Because it is pointing straight to where you're supposed to go, right? So let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Sagittarius. Whew. Oops. Okay. So, yeah. So we have two runes, the Sun and Taurus, but actually this is bringing back to you, because this is talking about your essence as a very mature and responsible person, right? It's like, okay, so the sun in astrology is, well, I want to say the most known astro being, luminaire, planet. It's like in astrology, if you know your sun sign, and this is what most people know, it's like, you know, you have, wow, oh, this is so incredible. It's the gateway, right? Usually people start their interest in astrology through their sun sign, right? That is mostly the gateway that pulls people into astrology. But I want to say with this Taurus, and Taurus is talking about the valuable experiences that you have yet to live, you have yet to experience. And so I feel like, you know, this is these two forces together, right? It's you clearly knowing who you are and what are your values and what are your ambitions, I want to say, that are, it's like you deserve to experience them. You deserve to live them, right? And your fate, in a sense, is taking you there. But it's taking you there even though you have to fly above this connection, right? It's like you have to be, it's like you have to be your own guiding light, Sagittarius, but you have to be extremely determined and diligent. And it's like, make a decision and don't look anywhere else. It's like, look straight forward and, you know, keep on moving, right? It's like you are your own guiding light, and your maturity, your responsibility, you taking charge of your own life is going to, it's like it's going to make you fly above all of this, right? And take you to a place where your essence will be fulfilled, in a sense, or will be allowed to experience new values that are coherent and aligned to who you are, right? And to what you have come here to experience. So Sagittarius, I hope this was insightful for you or helpful in any way. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.